Tonight, the past DNQ winners and champions all going for $1,000 in the second annual All-Star race, the Winston. We've got a lot of karts here tonight trying to make their way into the feature, and a lot of karts that will start this race, all going for a big purse. Well, the fan vote winner is down with Tony Stevens. Let's go down and talk to him.
Guys, I've caught up with the fan vote winner, Ronnie Shirk. And Ronnie, he has been campaigning hard, I will tell you, all throughout the streets of Mooresville, Salisbury, Charlotte. He is at every single street corner. And Ronnie, how many of those women did you have to pay off in order to get this vote to get into the All-Star race?
Just one. That would have been my wife. She helped out. Shit. Start this shit over, man.
Well, you can't start your campaign. So now you've already dug yourself a hole. How do you plan to dig out?
With a shovel. I'm going to start at the tail end of the night and just use that cone on the restarts, make my way up to the high side, hopefully get around all these little fuckers, and try to get up there, get in the top 10, and at 5 to go, make my move.
So you know a little something about being on top?
Yeah, all the time.
So you won the fan vote. Do you go out here in this open race and just screw around? I mean, what does that mean for you now to get into the Winston?
Well, I'm here for the money and the beer, so it means a lot. That's why I campaigned so much for it. This is a big deal. A lot of the guys come out and support the DNQ series. It's an awesome deal, and I love running it. I love what Eddie does for the puts on the show, Ashley and Jeremy for the track and all the prep they do. I just want to go out here and whoop some ass, or at least try to.
He's going to whoop some ass, and he's only going to be able to do that after he finally picked up some ass in all those campaigns. Either way, Ronnie's going to at least try to get on top, and he's going to try to come in first.
Well, the fan vote is always the most non-driving fuck that you can find anywhere in the racetrack. Well, we got a lot of karts here tonight, Barry, for this feature. They're going for $1,000.
Yeah, guys, we got a full field here tonight. Got about 20 cars trying to make the show for $1,000. Probably cost them $5,000 to get here, but nevertheless, they're still going to come out here, try, and lose that money.
Well, there is a legend in the DNQ karting series here tonight. He hasn't raced with us in a while. He's down with Tony Stevens right now. Let's go down to legendary Dan Eisenhower.
Guys, this Winston format, it fits a lot of drivers, but there's one driver that comes to mind for me, and that's the guy right here, Dan Eisenhower. It's winner take all. And that's always seems to be your driving style. Do we even need to ask the question what you'll do for $1,000 tonight?
Well, I'll try to be nice until the white flag. So hopefully I can put that trick in the front and Johnny Bartley's motor, Brent Lewis's tires. Just hopefully have a good day or a good night.
You've had one practice session so far, and you came off the track already describing some handling issues, but you've got enough experience here to know. Do you think you're close to where you need to be in contention for that grand?
Oh yeah, yes sir. I've had many laps around here, so we should be all right. I think we got a top one, I hope.
A top one, that would be good, because we only pay for one spot.
That's right.
Now, we do have a halfway break in this race where you can change everything but the engine. In fact, they didn't even outlaw changing the driver. So have you got a war game plan laid out for what you need to do at halfway depending on various situations?
No, actually, I got the phone call last night about driving the thing, so that's up to the tire man, Brent Lewis, I guess. I doubt we change drivers. They can't nobody else fit in the seat.
He doubts they can change drivers, but you know what? There's no rule against it. We've seen crazier things in the Winston before, guys. Go talk to Frankie Stoddard about how to bend the rules. And, you know, I'm not sure. Do you weigh it with the driver after the race, before the race? What do you do it? Because this guy here might save 25 pounds if he changes drivers halfway.
Hey, we do what we can to win.
Good luck to Dan Ridenhour. Jay-Z, our favorite people are here.
John Kinder, hero in the DNQ series. He heard there's a lot of money on the line for sponsorship opportunities for driver diversity. He's hitting the nail on the head tonight.
Those are his fans. They are very devoted. And Jack, these guys are done. They got to figure out what they're going to do to these karts.
Yeah, they say if everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough. So hopefully these guys are running on the ragged edge tonight.
Well, the open karts have qualified. They're getting ready to start their feature. Coming up next, it is the Winston Open.
He's not even human. He's like a robot.
Why? Because he always wins?
Need another Kenseth. Copy that. Did I win? Yep. He's a robot.
A winning robot.
Walkie-talkies get it done. Nextel.
Well, there you see our two fan vote drivers. They're getting ready to start the Winston Oven. Steven Roy and Ronnie Shirk won the All-Star Race fan vote.
Yeah, guys, and just for everyone at home who wanted to know who actually voted for the fan vote this time, I just think these guys brought out their parents and their family, and they got about 10 votes each, and that's what put them over everyone else.
Well, the drivers that are locked into the Winston are getting ready for this race, but one driver we expect to be very strong here tonight is down with Tony Stevens. Let's go down to him.
Guys, we've caught up with Alex Cunningham down here, and Alex, you're getting ready to go out. Hey, dude, what? Did you actually finally figure this whole chain thing out, or what?
Yeah. Yeah, so the issue was we were running an aluminum chain guard on the gear, bottoming out, track was a little rough. That's usually was the main problem.
Hammer time, baby! Woo!
But we changed it up. We went with a little different style this time, so we'll be fine.
Is this the fall off in grand fashion style, or is this the it shouldn't fall off, heaven forbid, or I'm going to kick somebody's ass style?
If it falls out, you guys will not ever have to worry about seeing me again. I'm just going to give up. So.
Well, there you hear it. Competition knows the secret now. Knock his chain off, and he is done forever. Finito, out of here. You know, I never saw a guy say he's going to voluntarily retire until now, but there is a first time for everything, I guess.
All right, let's take a look at the drivers that are trying to make this race. And, Jack, you got to finish in the top 8 here. I think that's very possible for some of the guys. If you don't finish top 8, you should go home.
Absolutely, and I look forward to watching the guys battle for that transfer spot. There's a whole lot of pushing and shoving that's going to be happening this evening.
JZ, you've raced a lot here on the dirt. What do these guys got to do here tonight? If you're in the 8th place, just ride, basically?
I think for a few minutes, but the one name I saw in that front row, Wesley LeBlanc, is a guy that's going to be hard to catch and pass. He's a dirt track Jesus down here in the Southeast, and these boys got their work cut out for him.
Barry, our 2 All-Star guys have to start the race here to get the fan vote, or 2 fan votes. So they're going to start and park this event. Would you have used this as a test session?
Well, most people would use it as a test session, but again, these guys probably don't have the resources to do that. So I expect them to start and park and just get their shit off the racetrack so they don't burn their tires up.
Well, we went green, and Dustin Pleasanton had an issue off of turn number 4, so the caution is out. Looks like he has some sort of engine issue. But we're going to go back green. Wesley LeBlanc leads the field with Thomas Markham on the outside, John Kidwell in 3rd. Here we go, green flag, trying to make the field, top 8 make it in. We are underway. Man, this is a pretty, these guys are the guys that usually don't get much attention in the DNQ karting series, and it's good to see them out here tonight, Jack, isn't it?
Absolutely. They get a little bit of shine for their time, and even the guys running at the very back of the pack, about 4 seconds behind, are still trying to make it, and you got to appreciate that.
JZ, we see a lot of these guys sliding all over the place. The tires are probably the most important thing out on this racetrack. Is that why we're seeing the top guys in the best positions right now?
Absolutely. They got that top coat on. They chose the right pre-race wipe, and they've got side wipe. They're not kicking out, scrubbing off speed with these low horsepower engines. So if you're rolling right on the racetrack, you're going to be way out in front, as Wesley is right now.
Barry, what are you seeing so far in this race?
Well, I know that this race is being broadcast on DNQ Karting Series YouTube channel, which is right up there with television outlets like Fox and NBC. But these are the guys that you kind of see on MAV TV, or they're on some other bullshit YouTube channel. And tonight's their night to shine. Tonight we're paying them some kind of attention. And then as far as on-track racing, I'm seeing a lot of grapefruit soda here. A lot of people bumping and banging each other, trying to make it into that all-star race, because at the end of the day, all these guys think they're all-stars.
$1,000 tonight, that is a decent amount of money for go-kart racing, and I'm not sure who's going to take it home tonight, but you got some serious guys here tonight. Does that really ruin it?
Absolutely not. I like the fact that these guys are stepping up and bringing the best stuff to the All-Star race, because it's a bunch of All-Stars, and even if you're not an All-Star, you're still a legend in your own mind, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Jay-Z, to make the feature tonight, you've had to have won a DNQ Series race. So all these guys driving here tonight have not won a DNQ Karting Series race. I believe that's very important now as we're seeing what's going on in this one.
Absolutely. This is giving each of these drivers a chance to earn it the old-fashioned way. They're not given a bunch of sponsorship money. Daddy's not paying to get them in top rides. They're hauling to the track in the back of their 94 Ranger. They're doing the tires themselves, and they're trying to kick ass.
I'm board with Josh Long. He was terrible when he first started, and he's getting a lot better now. So that's always good to see somebody come in and make gains, as we say. But Wesley LeBlanc has checked out on this field, and Wesley LeBlanc, like you said, is a dirt track Jesus around the South. He's getting it done right now.
Absolutely. He has a stable of karts that he runs out of his own shop. People pay him big bucks to arrive and drive, as we've got one around in 3 and 4.
Cliff Levendahl goes for a spin. Looks like he got up in that angel dust there, Barry.
Yeah, you don't want to get some of that angel dust all sniffed up in the nose of your car. It will do a lot of damage.
Not only onto your car, but your personal life as well. As we're back under green, LeBlanc leads, and you got if you're probably about we got one around. Nick Beatty gets hit by Alex Ripstein. Kind of nowhere to go there, was it? Let's look at this again in the instant replay. Just hopping around. Looks like he jammed on the brakes or something.
Yeah, hard to tell whose fault that was there, but what I can tell you guys is we've got 2 unsponsored blue cars that need sponsorship desperately out there. They're racing out in front of a sold-out crowd tonight. Tons of viewership, lots of exposure available on those go-karts.
Yeah, any local businesses, feel free to advertise on any of these karts. And we're back underway. Jack, if there's one person that knows something about sponsorship, it's definitely you in racing. How important is it?
Oh, it's everything. Not only do you get the nicest equipment, but you get the best looking girls, and everyone knows in racing that's pretty important.
You know, at a dirt go-kart track, I'm not really sure how talented that is, especially with DNQ. I believe along with the DNQ series comes DNQ talent as well.
Well, if you bring a girl to the racetrack that has a full set of teeth, you're definitely ahead of the competition, that's for sure.
As we watch that hornet's nest back here in the back, Nick Beatty, Ryan Balance, Nigel Standish, that's his real name. I thought he was fucking with me when he told me his name was Nigel, but there's that hornet's nest right there for the transfer spot. You got to finish 8th to get in this race. As the laps click down here, are these guys going to get a little bit more desperate?
I think so. Frankly, I'm surprised we haven't seen anyone knock down the turn 2 wall. I know the last time out, that corner saw a lot of action, and it's been pretty clean so far.
I'm board with Josh Long as him and John Kidwell are in transfer positions. They are running 2nd and 3rd. These are 2 of the in-car cameras we have here tonight. The rest of the field behind them, though, we got a shit show. There's 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Right there is your transfer spot. The 00 is your transfer. And the guys up front, Thomas Markham, he's flipped a couple times this year, but he's having a good run, and that's why we have the Open. The shittier guys like Allmendingers, they get some exposure.
Yeah, I think we should be running the All-Star package that we've got here. I mean, guys, we got lower horsepower, we got higher drag, and that's keeping everyone nice and tight together.
Well, let's go down to our fan vote winner, Stephen Broy.
Thanks to everybody voting me in. I threw it out on Facebook, and everyone voted me in. Had 600 votes, over 600, and basically just kept with it and got in on votes. So if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here.
And the rest of the field flowing down the front stretch. LeBlanc has quite a advantage over the rest of the field. And there's Kyle McGowan, the Tinder's most swiped man last year. God, he's a great looking flag man, isn't he?
He's a beautiful son of a bitch, I can tell you that.
He's waiting for the 5 to go caution. It's coming soon, but you got to love Kyle McGowan. He absolutely loves doing these races, and we're just got the camera on him because we love him so much.
Is that blue flag for the women or for the karts?
He's getting ready to find one. He's gonna. There it is. 5 to go. Caution is out. He's wiping his ball sweat all over the top of those guys. You see what that flag was? It's fucking gross.
I'd hate to be the guy that has to bring those flags in after the race is over for the evening.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, Jeremy!
I love these old cars. I put a bunch of the old commercials in there. I was showing him this one, and then,
Hey, Jeremy, we gonna get some math. Hey, Jeremy, can I get a bump?
Hey! Is that Octane 93
Just a little taste of the devil's
you
candy.
like it? Oh, yeah.
Dodge. Grab life by the horns.
The NASCAR Ride-Along program puts you in the action. Uh-oh. Watch out for this guy. I see. Now, I wouldn't have done it that way, but you got by with it. Dad, what gear are you in anyway?
Hey, if you think you can do any better, come on up here and drive. Hey, get in the back seat. Sit down. Put that seatbelt on.
NASCAR on ESPN.
well, the cone is out, and these drivers get to choose at this race. Josh Long goes to the top. If you're in the back, you got to go to the top. I don't think there's a choice.
No way. Wesley LeBlanc's been too fast tonight. You got to do something desperate to try to get around him.
Just getting in that top 8, though. I mean, if you're all the way at the back of the field, if you're the 00 right here, that orange 00, you're screwed. I mean, you just let all those guys go on top. So we'll see how this plays out. Green flag, we're underway. 5 laps to go. Barry, if we saw some grape soda before, we're getting ready to see a lot of it now.
Yeah, guys, that Monster Energy Ultra Black Groove is going to get used up right here. And if you're not inside of it, you will not win this race.
The top 8. Right now we're looking at Nick Beatty in that blue and white cart towards the back of the field, who's just in our shot. He is in the transfer spot as we are watching the rest of these guys race down the front stretch. This is a great race just to get into the Open, just to get into the Winston itself, to run the Open. 30 laps is a long race.
This is total
It's
validation.
a long race.
Right.
Nah, you go ahead, Jason.
I'm just saying, these guys run for nothing. They're in their garage crushing 6-packs. This is their glory. This is their day. They want to get in that tranny spot and get through to the next show.
Absolutely. They've been sitting in the pits all day eating fried chicken and drinking a 2-liter of grape soda. They're ready to let it all out on the racetrack.
Wesley LeBlanc takes the win in the Winston Open, and it looks like Grayson Brookshire or somebody's going to get the final deal, and the fans are pumped. The fans are pumped up. We had some drivers that are not so happy down there, though, however. Let's go down there and let's talk. Cliff Lovendahl, not happy with Nick Beatty. Let's see what's going on down there.
Here, man, if he comes to my fucking pit, you go ahead and tell him on the radio. I swear to God, I'll Billy Club him and knock him over like a baby seal. It ain't even fair.
I got you.
I ain't taking no shit. He fucking dive bombed me. Fuck that. When you up front, you ain't got to deal with that. When you in the back, you got to deal with every fucking cornbreader out there. Never forget it. There's a lot of bleeps. I'm sorry.
What's your opinion?
This is some bullshit. This is some fucking bullshit. Come and fucking dive bomb you like that. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. He's got it coming. Next race, I'll be here. I'll bring 5 fucking carts if I got to.
Who's that?
I don't even know his fucking number. But I remember the back of his helmet.
And what'd that look like?
It was black. He's going over the wall next time, buddy.
David Markham, a past Lead 2 Real Estate Rental Series champion. He is locked into the Winston. He is ready to go. Well, let's go down to a driver who just transferred out of the Open.
As in Grayson Brookshire, look at this. This is the face of a happy man. He has made his way into the Winston. It is one hot night here. You can tell by the sweat beating off your brow. How hot's it going to be in the cockpit of that cart here in a few moments?
Well, I don't know that it'll get any hotter than it was in that Open race there. That was a tough race, especially the choose starts. They made a scramble of everything. You never knew who was going to jump there in front of you, but we got a little work to do. We're starting last, and we'll just throw something at it and see what we got.
How important was that shoes? What can you tell me what it was like in those final 5 laps to race your way in?
Well, the first time I took the outside, and I think I actually did better taking the outside than the last 2 times in the inside. I think it's going to be luck, man. It's just pinching those guys off if you start on the outside, and hopefully you got a hole.
Well, there you have it. That's what it takes to make your way into the Winston here at the Millbridge Speedway. Guys, it's going to be one hot night. I hope you're liquored up because, well, we need to be down here soon too.
This is Kyle's box. This is Kyle's box. This is where they have to start every start and restart. If they don't, I'm going to black flag their asses.
Are you just going to black flag their asses or kick their asses?
Both. Both. I like doing that. It's fun when these guys step out of line and I can beat them in the head with a black flag. Eddie's given me permission to do that, so.
How many beers did he pay you to do that?
3 or 4, maybe. I plead the 5th. I'm a cheap date. I'm like a cheap hooker, you know? Give me a few beers. I'm shit-faced. I'm ready to party. I don't cost much.
Guys, Luke Covington here trying to put the magic on the tires. Look at this. He's got a shop rag, some spit, and a torch. That's the secret to going fast here at Millbridge. What was the secret to going fast, though, in that open? Because clearly you weren't fast enough.
Not real sure. It was junk. It was junk out there.
It was junk enough, though, that you had big enough junk to at least get it in the hole you needed to and end up in the transfer spot.
Move him out of the way.
I think it was the tire guy. The tire guy did it all. That was me. I did it. Luke didn't have nothing to do with this. All me.
So in other words, you're trying to say you take big junk, you put it where it has to go as long as you have good rubber.
That's correct. That would be it.
All right. Hold on, he's got to change out rubbers now for this one because he's got the big show coming. And this lady, let me tell you, this is special to him because he has to stop somewhere halfway between this to get his breath. That is how big of a woman he has got. He's going to work with here tonight. Let's get one final comment with you. Can you handle this lady you're about ready to try to take on for 30 laps?
We'll see. Not real sure.
Have you ever had something this big?
Yes, he has.
Yes, I have.
Yes, he has.
Well, there you have it from the horse's mouth. That's exactly what it's all about here, guys. Big things, big times, and big men come out at those moments.
Alex Cunningham looking to win $1,000 tonight, a past Busch Series champion.
Yeah, just like everybody else next to him, they all want to win the money tonight.
LJ McCleary, John Kinder, and Clint Mills there as well. Josh Long transferred from the Open. He's going for $1,000. Coming up next, it'll be the Winston.
NASCAR Passing by Team Monte Carlo.
Come on, man, go, go, go. You're never going to get by anybody this far behind. Let's go. The big hill on the right. Let's go, go, go. Blah, blah, blah. What'd you say? I guess my 7 NASCAR championships are clogging up my ears, huh? Now here, there's 2 ways to do this. There's my way and the wrong way.
Want to be like the Earnhardts? Drive the all-new Chevy Monte Carlo. The cars more champions depend on. Chevy, we'll be there.
Welcome back to Salisbury, North Carolina. Tonight, it's the Winston. $1,000 on the line as Tyson Freeze, dressed up like Dale Earnhardt, makes his way through driver introductions. Ryan Richmond, a past DNQ Busch Series winner, looking to win some money tonight. $1,000 on the line for him. He's got it done before. See if he can do it tonight. Clint Mills, a past DNQ Iredell County Series Fair winner. And Wesley LeBron, a Winston Open winner. We also have legends like Daniel Ridenhour, who's won 2 Cup Series races here racing tonight. Tyson Freeze has also won a Cup Series race. He is fast tonight. We'll see what he can do behind the wheel. Well, we had a class picture from earlier as John Kinder's team throws out some fortune cookies. That's probably the best thing I've ever seen.
I'm glad to see the diversity coming back to the DNQ series. It shows the global reach the series now has.
He adds a whole new meaning to dive bombing in the corners.
Well, our drivers took their class photo as is tradition, but let's go down for the national anthem. Let's go racing for $1,000. Coming up next, it is the DNQ All-Star Race, the Winston.
I'll call you when I get to LA.
I think you forgot something.
This isn't mine.
$22 karts on the grid for the DNQ All-Star Race, the Winston. $1,000 on the line here tonight. These guys are all ready to go. Let's send it down to the grid for the command to fire engines.
And now it's time for the most famous words in motorsports. And here is our Grand Marshal, a world-famous announcer known globally, and he's a national country music star, Jacob Seelman.
I think about only one of those things maybe is true, if we're lucky. But as it is, gentlemen, start your engine.
Well, here is the All-Star Race starting lineup.
You got Tyson Freeze, who proves that strippers aren't the only ones who like to be on the pole tonight.
Diversity driver John Kinder, a good start for him as well. Mike Rott, LJ McCleary. There it is, your favorite, Jay-Z, Dan Ryder.
I think he's a man to beat tonight. Shirt or no shirt, he'll be up front.
Yeah, guys, I love Daniel Ridenhour in this event tonight. I mean, there's only one way that farmers party. They turn up the beats. I think that Daniel Ridenhour is going to bring this thing home tonight.
And here are your open transfers for tonight. Wesley LeBlanc started that group, but these guys raced hard to get in. They deserve a shot.
Absolutely. Everyone can use an extra $1,000 in their pocket, especially those guys that made it in through the open.
There's your All-Star Race fan votes for tonight. Well, we've got a lot of money on the line. We've touched on it quite a bit. Mike Rott of the Hearts Heating and Cooling in-car camera. And LJ McCleary will carry the Tar Heel Racing Supplies in-car camera for the DNQ Karting Series. Guys, this is going to be a shit show like it always is, but we're getting ready to see what happens. Tyson Freeze on the pole. Green flag. We are underway for the Winston. Look at that field.
My goodness, we got more cars in this race than the last 7 ARCA races probably combined.
Definitely more in the K&N series.
Yes, I think the K&N series has fallen asleep. Many of the guys running that, I think, have come to this series.
I know.
Jack, what is the problem with that series? Hooters Pro Cup was so good. What happened to that series?
All the talent left. You got nothing. All you have anymore are a bunch of drivers whose dads have a bunch of money, and there's no real talent anymore. Let's be honest.
Speaking of no talent, Stephen Broy went for a spin there, had a little bit of help, but we are back under green. We have choose cone restarts, so you can choose the top or the bottom. If all the guys in front of you choose the bottom, the guy in last place could choose the top and start on the outside of the front row. That makes this pretty exciting on these restarts.
Absolutely. I enjoy the top. I would never let another man get on top of me. Let's be honest. Outside is the way to go.
Barry, do you think that's something we'll see adopted by another series at a later date?
You know, that's a really good question, and if that series had a little bit more agility and could make decisions on the fly and make shit happen to save themselves, I think we'd see it. But quite honestly, I think we won't see something like this implemented until at least 2055.
Yeah, when it's fully on its deathbed, as we're on board in the Tar Heel Racing Supplies in-car camera of LJ McCleary. And Wesley LeBlanc, Jay-Z, has already made his way through this field, and these guys are pretty quick as we watch Tyson Freeze and Alex Cunningham race each other.
LeBlanc will be moving up steadily. He makes and sells the Kinetic Racing chassis, and they've been racking up wins all over the Southeast. So keep your eye on that Gray 64 car. He'll be moving to the front.
Yeah, you know, a lot of karts here tonight. We did say tonight we're going to start teching these engines really hard. And, you know, for $1,000 to win, you expect that to happen. So hopefully everybody's legal as Tyson Freeze is going to start getting on some lap traffic.
Well, you know what they say, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Dan Ridenhour racing Mike Rott right there as Wesley LeBlanc makes a move on Clint Mills. And, you know, this is slowly becoming a who's who of short track dirt kart racing, as we got one who looks like he blew a right front.
Ooh,
Wow.
Kisses the wall.
That was looked like he blew a right front there, Barry, didn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I just hung up here. Got a text message from the Hoosier racing official down there. He says it's not their fault.
Let's go down and ask him what happened.
Fucking nose fell off.
Oh,
Well, here we go. Green flag. We're back underway. Hoosier said he had too much camber in that thing, Barry. That's what did it.
Yeah, well, too much camber at a track like this can heat up the inside, melt that right bead, that inside bead, and the next thing you know, you're in the fence and your night's over.
Well, you know, you could run any tire here tonight. That was part of the rules around board with Mike Rott. You could run a Hoosier, a Vega, a Maxxis. Jay-Z, what would you have chosen tonight to race?
I tell you what, I'd be out there on those Vega yellows right now, week in and week out. Those seem to be the fastest tire around.
Barry, we know that you have been a legend in this sport. What do tires mean to somebody who's racing? Why is it so important to change tires so much?
Well, guys, for everyone listening at home, the tires are what we say, where the rubber meets the road. And one day, many years ago, back when I was racing with Rick Mast, he would always tell me that the tires were the most important part of a go-kart setup. And I think that stayed true here for the last 3 decades. Without good tires, you're never going to stand a chance to win any go-kart race.
Clint Mills has an issue down the backstretch. That really sucks. He was running pretty good too there, Jack.
Yeah, you hate to see that to him. He's unsponsored out there as well, trying to just make a few bucks. You spend $2,000 just to try to win $1,000. You got no sponsor, it makes it tough.
You know, you're a Hooters Pro Cup legend. When you see guys out here like this with no sponsorship and they blow an engine, that just kills you, doesn't it, to see that?
Yeah, absolutely. Your heart bleeds for him. But what are you going to do? That's racing, as they say.
You ran an unsponsored car for a long time. What was it like when you had an issue like that?
Is that Brett Michaels on the left?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, I know they're going to party like a rock star regardless of what happens tonight. But, basically you just get back to the shop and fix it yourself. There's a little bit of elbow grease never hurt anyone.
Jay-Z, you look at these restarts, and with these Predator engines, you can't lift. That's why we see them 4 wide.
4 wide.
Someone's gonna get
This
stuffed in the
all-star
wall.
package, I tell you.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that all-star package is really working out, isn't it, Barry?
Yeah, guys, we're seeing some of the best racing we've probably seen. I think this is the first race I've seen since 2004.
We've got an air filter that flung off one of the engines right down there. And looks like the track worker's going to try and get it, but the field's coming.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Let's look at that again. He about got fucking run over. Oh, my God. Look at this. Watch him run out there to go grab it. Oh, my God.
It was like he encountered sniper fire on his way back.
It's like waiting in line at
Man
Sephora.
down.
You just got to, be careful what's out there. You could get sniped. You have no idea what's going on.
Wesley LeBlanc makes his way to the second position. Well, we're talking on the All-Star package, Barry. You feel like this is the best package we've got so far?
It's the best package the series has probably ever had. I mean, when's the last time you've seen all those cars right on top of each other racing for position several laps into a run?
Now, Jack, from a driver's position, and Jay-Z as well, what is it too slow? Is it too slow?
Absolutely. You can't pass. It takes all the talent out. If Danica was running in this series, she might be running in the top 5, let's be honest.
Jay-Z, what do you think about
I think Jack nailed it right on the head. You just keep the hammer down, move the person out of the way in front of you, and hope you don't end up on your head by the end of the night. It takes a lot of the driver talent right out of the equation.
Well, we see it gets strung out a little bit here, and usually the DNQ karting series has a locked-in gear, but for tonight they're allowed an open rear gear, 17-tooth driver. So there's a little bit of a mystery to the setups here tonight as we're on board LJ McCleary, who's currently getting freight trained.
I don't see a whole lot of spread out here. Do you guys?
No, this is exciting.
I do not.
Absolutely not.
I've seen fans throwing beer bottles out there in the stands. There's shotgun and their bush lights. They're jacked up to be here tonight. This is good racing.
Freeze leads, but LeBlanc is closing in on him. And Freeze, who lost the air filter on that kart, usually the series will have him start in the back, as there it is. Kyle McGowan says, hey, I found some chick I like. I'm going to swipe her. Caution is out. 5 to go caution. These guys are going to work on their karts. Halfway break here as everybody is scrambling. They've got 10 minutes to do whatever they want, to change tires, whatever they want to do, they can do it under this break. Let's go down to Tony.
Guys, it's utter chaos down here. You would think it's last call at the nearest bar the way these guys are going at it. They went to grab jugs, they went to go grab cans, they went to go grab bottles, and that's just the beer. We didn't even talk about fuel yet. After they downed their first 6-pack of the halftime, now they're going to begin fueling these karts. They're changing tires, they're changing parts, they're changing drivers in some cases. The only thing they cannot change is the engine on these karts. They've got 10 minutes. Well, make that about 8.5 now to get things done. It's chaotic and hectic down here, no doubt. But you know what? It's a really good time for a Busch beer. Yes, our proud sponsor, the DNQ Karting Series, Busch. Back to you.
This halftime break is brought to you by Busch Beer. Cold, crisp, and refreshing. And by Tar Heel Racing Supplies, the official racing supplies trailer of the DNQ Series, located at every event. And by Hart's HVAC. Contact them for any issues that you're having with your HVAC system. Let's go down to Tony Stevens.
We have caught up with our leader, Tyson Earnhardt. And Tyson, as he chugs down that Coca-Cola product you've been so famous for, I'm telling you, man, you're looking a little off right now. What's you got left in the tank?
Well, we got to go to the back. The guys at the shop didn't get the filter box tight on there. And we're going to go back and make it exciting, have a little fun.
Now, we're known for putting the front bumper on these things and putting them on tight. Are you going to use it?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Going to use it.
So you're going to spin people out, or you're just going to rally their cage?
Whatever it takes to get back to the front.
Well, that's what it takes. That's Tyson wannabe Earnhardt over there trying to make things happen.
Here's a current look at where everybody's driving. Let's go down and talk to our third place
Guys,
driver.
we can barely get a word in edgewise down here. This entire crew for Randy's group, look at this 26 car, they are making things happen. But I like this organization. They got the tools, they got the fluids, they got fuel. I think I even see a beer can down there. Do you need a kind of a beer after this one or what?
I mean, a cold Coors Light would probably calm me down a little bit here. Our go-kart's really good. Just got to get in the right line on the start. We'll be okay, I think.
How important is that choose when it comes down to this race as we cross the halfway point in this break?
I don't feel like you can start worse than third in line on the inside. I think if you do, you'll be so bottled up you can't get going. So that's why I kept taking the top. I was going to be third or fourth in line. I don't think you can start there.
What changes have you guys made? We see him re-soaking the tires, and again, you got a whole can of stuff here on the bottom of this kart stand. What have you done to this thing to make it better?
Basically just fresh oil, a set of tires we run earlier that we feel like is a little bit better for the end here, and we're going to give her hell for the next 25, see what happens.
Giving them hell. Hey, at least that's one guy that's going to admit what's happening. Oh, wait, the other ones are too. Hey, it's going to be hellacious, guys. What can I say?
All right, guys, we've seen a lot of competition here tonight. Wesley LeBlanc's really fast. Tyson Freeze has a start in the back. If you're junk here right now, what do you change on this kart under this break?
I think the first thing you need to do is swap tires. If those tires were getting hot and greasy, if you were starting to push, you move right to a harder compound, and hopefully you can move right to the front.
Yeah, I heard you can change everything but the engine, but some of these guys might think about changing the driver.
They could have if they wanted to. Barry, as a championship-winning crew chief, what do you change here?
Well, guys, I think that Jack and Jay-Z hit on it both. The driver and the tires are the two biggest things. But the one thing they haven't touched on is the intangibles. Crew chief and the athlete pit crew guys have got to be able to get inside their driver's head and pump him up, make him feel like he's invincible out there. Because he is. Because that's what's going to take to win this race. Get your driver in the right set of mind. Tell him he can do whatever the fuck he wants to put that thing in victory lane tonight.
Are the Ortho Carolina guys stretching these pit crew guys out?
Yes, sir. Right before the pit stop, Ortho Carolina had their stretcher out, had their residential person come in, stretch out their legs, stretch out their back. We did a prayer session, and the guys are ready to make some tire changing.
Well, let's go down to Tony Stevens, who's with Alex Cunningham, doing his changes right now.
More chaos down here in the Cunningham pit, guys. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 6 guys, 1 weirdo, and 1 lady working on this thing right now. I'm not so sure about those other 2, but they are trying to get things done. I don't know who the weirdo is. That's for y'all to figure out and me just to sit here and point to. Well, I got to know who the weirdo is? Well, that's for y'all to figure out. What are you guys doing besides trying to burn your face off here with a torch? Wait.
Hey, I'm here hanging out with this guy. He's got a 1987 watch, but he's cool, man. He's my buddy. But we're going to watch these last 25 laps. Regardless of what happens, we're going to kick their ass. Then we're going to go through Texas. We are legal. So let's get it.
Legal at what? Everything. Well, looks like you guys are pretty loose. So other than them trying to burn your face off with a torch, what's the deal?
Look, the chain ain't fell off yet, so we're doing good. We're halfway through this deal, and we ain't knocked the chain off yet. So
You know that is jinxing it now.
yeah, and then I also got to say, if I don't win, she's making me walk home. So it's not.
But what if you do win?
We'll find out.
If he does win, what have you got promised?
Nothing.
Waffle House, he says. I don't know what's getting promised. I have no idea what's going on with this group. I'm not even sure I really need to be here right now because there's probably cops coming over the hill for some illegal something here. But either way, guys, it's going to be fun down here. It's going to be hectic for these final 25 laps.
There you see LJ McCleary's wife and his friends working on his cart as well. Let's go down to the legend, Dan Ridenhour.
Getting down the final moments of this break to fix things. Dan riding over. You haven't ridden over anything yet. Who are you planning to ride over here in the end of this one?
Who's ever in front of me on white flag?
So what if you're the guy in front on the white flag?
Yep, I hope to block.
That being said, you seem pretty calm. You got all your guys here. You're jovial and joking. How comfortable are you with this car? How much have you been saving?
I hope we're saving about a tenth. That's about what we need. Maybe we got 2. We'll be in good shape. I would like to thank Olympic Biggs Tires, Brent Lewis, and Joe Strickland for everything they do.
Well, that's Dan riding over, guys. He hasn't ridden over anybody yet, but you heard it here. He promised to ride over the guy in front of him on the white flag lap. But as fast as some of these guys are, it might be a problem for him to catch them.
Well, we see the carts are finishing up their final adjustments. Only a few minutes to go here before we get back under green. But coming up next will be the final half of the All-Star race.
Come on back, straight back. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, bud. That's it, come on back. Come on back, plenty of room. A little bit more. That's it, come on back.
Get things done instantly with the i530 by Motorola. Only $29.99 after $50 mail-in rebate. Nextel from Sprint.
The second annual DNQ All-Star Race, the Winston, is brought to you by Winston Cigarettes. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. And by Tar Heel Racing Supplies, the official racing supplies trailer of the DNQ Karting Series, and by Hart's HVAC. Contact them for any HVAC needs. Well, the cone is out after that halfway break, and we have got a full field getting ready to go, and we're going to see who did the right adjustments really fast here, aren't we?
I think you'll see some comers and goers here from the start, and the relatively tame first half will soon change into total chaos here as we approach that $1,000 payday.
Well, Rob Bates started on the top of the front row there, and he is quickly sinking as there's a bit of a shit show behind him. He went straight to the back. I don't think he made the right adjustments, or it takes a while for his tires to come in.
Well, either way, he's put himself in a very bad situation. Probably going to go home without that $1,000 this evening.
Tyson Freeze has started to come through the field. He had to start dead last, and look at him already halfway through this field. Fun to watch.
He is hammered down. There's a slogan on the back of his car that says the Surgeon General didn't tell me anything about smoking your ass.
Looks like
he's probably cheating.
Looks like Kyle Busch running a truck race tonight. He's just cutting through the field.
Oh, yeah, and you know what? Tyson, he's won a DNQ race. He's probably cheating like a motherfucker, too, but we'll find out later as here they go down the front stretch, a pretty decent field, and there's Tyson Freeze trying to make his way through it. It's either way, it's still fun to watch him try to come through this field. There's Dan Ridenhour on the back of Armstrong as they're racing down. Ridenhour's going to make a move into second. I love Dan Ridenhour, my favorite driver.
He's the hero. He makes everyone else feel like the zero, hopping in the cart, trying to run down Wesley LeBlanc. He could use $1,000 for some more Busch Light.
Barry, what do you think about Ridenhour here tonight?
Well, I think if he won this $1,000, like Jay-Z was saying, I think he'd spend most of it on some more Busch Light at the local Quick Trip.
That's true. As we're watching Freeze put on a clinic right now as he's passing Ryan Balance. This kart was hooked up before, put him to the back of the field, and now watching him come through the field is rather impressive.
He's a man on a mission. Some drivers are better chasing a rabbit.
And let's talk a little bit about that paint scheme that he's got this evening. It's a really nice red number 3 car.
Yes, and Teresa Earnhardt's probably going to sue. Oh, no, I think that's a Richard Childress, right? Or you think Teresa's going to sue the shit out of him over that?
Well, it could be both. I just know that, we got one on the fence.
Randy Armstrong went for a dip there, and the caution is out. Not for Randy, though. We had a little bit of a wreck here off of 3 and 4.
They hit a big patch of NDF out of turn 4 here.
They hit a real big one. Let's look at this again. Had one car go around, and the rest of the field just stacked up. Oh, wow. That could have been really bad.
Absolutely.
Wow.
They hit the panic button and slammed on the brakes and spun it around.
Look at this, going through it again. Mike Rott does a good job getting through that wreck. And we're going to go back green. There was a dude, I think it was Shirk, he was fucking wide open. Didn't even realize, you got it. And look at that, Freeze trying to make a move for the lead.
Not the best start.
Uses that outside
Freeze
line on
makes
the
it-
choose cone to his advantage. He rubs Wesley LeBlanc on that left rear, and he gets turned around.
Yeah, he goes for a spin down the back stretch as we stay green right now for the moment being. But I got a feeling the caution's going to come out as he goes down in the next corner. But watching that field towards the back where Ridenhour is right now. Ridenhour got punted back low, and Randy Armstrong, who just rode the wall a minute ago. He's having a tough time getting back through this field. And Shirk having a good run. Our fan vote's actually up decent through the field right now in that 7 kart. And we've got the
Caution's
caution
out.
as Tyson Freeze did go around. You know what? That thing was so nice, and he's finally Earnhardted it up a little bit.
That's the old Dale Jr. at Bristol move. He wanted to catch back up to the field. I think he spun himself out there. Nope, he did not.
Now, that was Cunningham who got into him initially. We stayed green after this wreck, but he cut across there. We'll see. He's going to have to make his way back through the field again as we are back under green. Shit show right here. Like we said before, you cannot lift with this low horsepower. And that's very obvious watching these guys go 3 and 4 wide, which is a shit show right there. Oh, my God. Barry, how about this race?
I think that, again, this is some of the best racing we've ever seen. Look at these guys.
Oh,
there they go.
Oh, my God. Freeze again's involved. Josh Long's involved. Ryan Richmond's involved. That was a big hit. Let's take a look at that again in an instant replay. Well, first of all, let's survey the damage on that 3 kart. Big time dent. Let's take a look at that again real quick.
Someone's going to have to stop by the Tar Heel Racing Supply trailer and pick up some new Nerf bars.
Yeah, that was kind of a big hit. I don't know what happened there. I guess they all checked up. Wow.
Ooh.
His head was at
You're
about a
gonna feel that
90
in the
degree
morning.
angle. Let's take a look at this again. Looks like the bottom just jams up a little bit. I don't know if he hit the brakes or bottomed out or what, but Josh Long hit him a fucking ton.
Oof.
That's why you can't get back there. You get back there with the squirrels and you have an issue.
That dirty air every time.
Yeah, like Lovendall said, the cornbreaders. Going back under green, Wesley LeBlanc and Ronnie Shirk, the fan vote, is on the outside of the front row on this restart. What do you think about the fan vote being up front there, Barry?
Well, it's always good to see the fan vote up there because that's what the fans want to see. That's why we're here. It's for the fans.
4 wide getting into 1. Holy shit, that was impressive. I'm surprised they didn't wreck anything there. But that's why these are the All-Stars. They don't wreck.
And they're still 3 wide going into 3.
Yeah, and at least you can race 3. I've been to a lot of go-kart tracks around the area. You cannot race more than 2 karts side by side, but this is pretty impressive.
Well, that's the one good thing about this package is it keeps them bunched together where they can run 3 wide.
Barry, what does that dent do to Tyson Free's arrow right there?
Well, guys, at a track like Millbridge, very aero sensitive, engineers probably chewing up calculators trying to figure out how to get that side fixed. He's going to have a lot of drag. That car ain't going to handle near as good as it did. Lack of side force, lack of down force, lack of every force. He needs to find some other kind of force to get back towards the front.
And you know the engineers are on the pit box right now looking at all the pictures, and if they get a caution, maybe they're going to work on it.
Yeah, I mean, they're using data-sensitive technology to get photos uploaded every millisecond, talking over group chats, doing way too much shit to overcomplicate a simple go-kart race.
Well, there is our favorite flagman, Kyle McGowan. He gives them the 5 to go sign. We have got 5 laps left, and we're going to have a winner in this race, well, at least before we go through tech. The cone is out. Do you go to the top here?
Absolutely.
What's your furthest back you would have went up top, JZ?
I think if you're starting from 8th on back, you got to go to the top. Otherwise, you have no shot of making it through the field in only 5 laps.
Jack, how far back would have you gone to the top?
Second. You get on the outside, you hold it wide open, and you hope for the best.
Well, Mike Rod started on the outside, and he's going to get taken 3 wide as we are back under green. 5 laps left in this race. Oh, my goodness. This is going to get ugly. Nobody's lifting, I can tell you that. Oh, Ronnie Shirk goes around.
It just goes to show you how bad they won $1,000, that they'll wreck each other for 10th place.
Oh, my God. Well, that is going to bring out the caution. Ronnie Shirk went around. Now we're going to have another opportunity, and here it is. The cone is out. Tyson Freeze goes to the top, and look at him taunting Wesley LeBlanc. And the fans love it.
Absolutely. You got to work on the nut behind the wheel before you start fixing bolts on the car, let's be honest.
Look at him. He's taunting the shit out of him. I cannot wait to see what this Earnhardt kart has to do here. LeBlanc getting ready to jump. They get in Kyle's box. Green flag, we're back underway. Only a few laps left. Let's see what Freeze has for him.
Hanging on the outside, wheel to wheel through 1 and 2.
Trying to make his way down there. He's holding with him pretty well. And, oh, God, I don't know what happened there. Cunningham gets to the inside of LeBlanc. Can he make the move on him? Doesn't look like he's going to.
I think.
Man, we had a lot of wreck shit here tonight.
I think Wesley LeBlanc just pulled it out and showed everyone what he had, because he's going to start driving away from the field now at this point.
Yeah, we only have a few laps left. Look at that 3 wide back there. Wow, I love Ridenhour.
He wants to get to that.
Definitely laying their balls on the table.
Yeah, LeBlanc definitely laid him out on the table. White flag in the air. Will Wesley LeBlanc be $1,000 richer? Got lap traffic in the way. Heschel gets to the bottom, but coming out of turn 4, Wesley LeBlanc is going to take the checkered flag, and he may take home $1,000 here tonight. That was a pretty good race watching Freeze come through the back.
Oh, yeah. And, the fan vote, Ronnie Shirk was up there for a while till he lost it at the end.
Let's go down and talk to our second place finisher, Alex Cunningham.
In a winner-take-all event, usually second place is going to be the guy that is the most PO'd at the end of the night. Alex, is that an accurate statement?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was happy with the speed. We struggled a little bit on roll speed. I don't know if we needed to come up on air pressure or what, but all in all, the hammer kart was good. I got to thank my girlfriend Carrie, David Mayo, Jeremy Morris, Scott Robinson, all these guys for coming out, helping me out. Johnny Bartlett, Eric Voss, and you know, a little over a year ago, we started building these hammer carts, so I'm proud of the success we've had and everything, but I got to say, I guess I'm walking home tonight. So I guess unless you're going to give me a ride, I don't know. She said I got to win to ride back home.
Well, you know, in the DNQ series, we're all a family of losers, so we'll find your ride at some point because apparently she's too good for a loser like you.
Yeah, probably. I doubt it.
Well, there you have it. One breakup already down this season because he's too good or she's too good for a loser like him. Sad thing, but hey, sometimes women just like winners. Dale Earnhardt was never satisfied with finishing anything other than first. And Tyson, you carry the Earnhardt name, the Earnhardt colors, and all of the spirit of his fans and their hopes and dreams in your shoulders, and you let them down. What kind of man are you?
Well, hell no, I ain't satisfied with third. I mean, we was, you know, Larry, James Mack going, you know, being a candy ass on the radio after he left the filter box off got me a little excited. I went to the outside, about made it work, but got knocked in the rear, kept getting wrecked, but we ended up getting back to third. That's not what I wanted at all, but yeah, we just had to take it. We got the doors bashed in this old girl. We'll take it back, fix it, and we'll come back and give it hell again.
Where were your drafting partners? We know you, Kenny Wallace and Joe Nemechek, your good buddies that like to push you to wins. They were nowhere to be found. Was there anybody that just didn't want to draft with this 3-cart tonight?
No, they don't want to draft. I mean, I don't have no friends out there. I mean, I don't take them to church, you know, on Sundays, and they all call me want to go fishing and shit, but I ain't taking them fishing. I mean, they won't push the 3-car. I mean, they want to turn me in the infield and run into me under caution. I mean, that's fine. We'll just keep digging. Like I say, the only thing we're gonna do is fix it, and I ain't satisfied with this at all. We'll just have to try again.
It's a few weeks to the next DNQ race. What message do you have to send to your loving and adoring fans who come to support this 3-cart every single week?
just like to thank God, Goodyear, and Gatorade. I appreciate every one of them.
There you go. Tyson Earnhardt, man, a few words, but I think he is going to be a guy to beat here soon. If not, that bumper might come out in that 3-car. And Lord knows when that happens, there's more than just cage rattling going on. 50 laps, $1,000 richer. Wesley LeBlanc climbs out of the cart here in Victory Lane at the Millbridge Speedway. And very calmly, very deliberately, said he was waiting for it. He knew it was coming. The beer cans come. And that has got to be the most comfortable and happy beer bath he has ever had in his life. Wesley, did you enjoy that one? Because, my friend, you certainly earned that beer. You had your work cut out. How did you go from the back of the field all the way to the front?
I was just trying to be real smart. Like I said earlier, I was trying to set the go-kart up to run good, even after the cautions and all, and I think that's really what helped, the refiring, be able to drive it off in there and have it there, and just good balance, so and being patient.
The 5-to-go caution has become a DNQ trademark, but it certainly has changed the story in a lot of races. What went through your mind when you saw who lined up beside you coming to one of the – actually, it wasn't even the 5 to go. It was about 4 laps to go, and you knew what you had to do. What went through your mind then?
Just stay consistent. The bottom worked good, and I was able to make it work good off of 2 and then drive it through 3 and 4 and run my race. So I knew once I got through the first lap, just run my race.
And $1,000, that's a lot of cash for a go-kart guy. Winner take all. You've already got the beer. Where does the cash go?
To my heartache from last week and feed the kids and pay bills.
Well, that's spoken like a true racer. Wesley LeBlanc here in Victory Lane at the Millbridge Speedway. Guys, it has been a fun one for sure, and certainly there's going to be a lot of trash talking after this one. But no doubt, the Winston has lived up to its billing once again as one hot night here at the Millbridge Speedway. And for Wesley LeBlanc, now, after they've completely exhausted the 24-pack on his back, it's going to be one very cool night.
Well, let's take a look at the official results after Tech. We are at the Millbridge Speedway in Salisbury, North Carolina. Got a little heavy with the type in there. Dan Ridenhour is your official winner after we went through Tech. We had 3 karts fail engine tech.
Well, guys, I think it's important to take a look at this. If you remember, with about 2 to 3 laps to go, Daniel Ridenhour and Randy Armstrong were racing the ever-living shit out of each other. And they didn't know it at the time, but that turned out to be the race for the win for $1,000.
Jay-Z, we said we were going to crack down on these engines. We caught these guys with the wrong jets and the carburetors, and the heads were milled down. I mean, stock means stock in this series, and it cost these guys a lot of money tonight.
You know, when you dangle that $1,000 carrot in front of these guys, they're going to push the envelope a little bit. They're going to change out those jets. They might do a little port work, a little head work, and just hope the Tech guy's too dumb to catch them. But DNQ has the best in the business, and none of that shit's going to fly in this series.
Mike Robinson does Tech. He declared that Dan Ridenhour was a winner. Let's go down to a very elated Daniel Ridenhour. Dude, he was fucking hammered at this point. Has he been drinking beer the whole time?
It is 12:15 down here at Tech. And we finally have a fucking winner for this race. It's 12:15. You did not cheat on your head, on your engine, and you passed Tech, unlike a couple of the other ones. This is your first All-Star race win. What does it feel like to win $1,000?
Hey, it feels great, but I definitely want to thank Trick Olympic, Biggs for doing the tires, Brent Lewis for getting us here and paying for the tires mostly, and Johnny Bartley for the horsepower and getting through the Tech. Oh yeah, can I get a hell yeah?
All right, so you've won some big DNQ races over the years. The Fair here, almost won a championship. Where does this rank with all that?
It's on the top. We're good. I'm good. It's better. It's all good. You know. Hey, I waited a long time, and they all got thrown out because they cheaters. Cheaters never win.
Dan Ridenhour, engine pass Tech. He's your all-star race winner. Congratulations.
Well, what a great day we had for racing. Lots of karts showed up to try to make $1,000 here tonight, but we had a great show tonight.
I'd also like to point out our Drive for Diversity candidate, John Kinder, did finish in the top 10. I think that goes to show that anyone out there can do it if they put their mind to it.
Guys, closing this thing out, I think the biggest takeaway from tonight is we saw a great race. Will the DNQ series institute rule changes that require this set of rules for all races moving forward?
We'll see in June when we take on the Intercourse, and I look so much forward to that race. Well, for Jay-Z, Jack, and Barry Mack, I am Bob Duato. We want to thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in June.